After the Monday night meltdown, your Miami Dolphins deliver a complete versus the New York Jets. Let's talk about it.
Dolphins begin at their own 40. Going deep, right there! What a perfect pass and play, and the touchdown to Jalen Waddle. 60 yards and the touchdown.
Thank you guys once again for tuning into another episode of The Chop Block. Your boy Finale here. Let's talk about this 30-0 shutout versus the New York Jets that the Miami Dolphins have delivered. Let's get into the stats. Tua, 21 for 24, 224 yards, and a dime to Jalen Waddle on a 60-yard bomb. Exactly what we've been waiting to see from Jalen Waddle. But you saw what the game plan was with Tua. You didn't want to put him in jeopardy. Get the ball out with these injuries that are on the offensive line. Ball out quick, efficient throws, don't make any mistakes. It was a fairly clean game, executed perfectly. You're playing the Jets, not putting a lot of pressure on you. And he did exactly what he needed to do. Raheem Mostert, 15 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. Went ahead and broke the single-season Dolphin touchdown record ahead of Mark Clayton, Ricky Williams, holding it with 20. 3 games left to join some elite company. We have LT leading the way with 31. I don't know, that might be a stretch with only 3 games. Sean Alexander, 28. Priest Holmes, 27. Marshall Faulk with 26. Emmitt Smith with 25. I definitely think he can break at least Emmitt Smith there. 3 games left. And I know the path now to the end is going to get a little more challenging. We're playing some really good teams, but the way he's running the ball, and if we can stick to the game plan when it comes to the red zone, and not even the red zone, goal to go, run the ball, I definitely think he can at least get into that 4th spot. Next up, Jalen Waddle, finally, like I mentioned earlier, had that game that he needed even for himself. As you've seen, his confidence has kind of been shot. A lot of the attention has obviously gone to Tyreek Hill, and this was one of the keys I think that the team needed to take that next step and evolve into something different, because teams are keying on Tyreek Hill. You're going to need Jalen Waddle down the stretch. Get him involved now. Christmas came early for Brandon Jones. 2 of the ugliest passes I've seen right to him for 2 interceptions. Blitz Boy taking advantage of those because he's going to need it once he's gone next year. Zach Sealer, sack, tackle for loss, 2 fumble recoveries, and our player of the game, wrecker the entire day, Bradley Chubb. 5 tackles, 2 for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 recovery. What more can you ask from this guy? And especially after last week with the helmet play, you could see he was bothered about it. Wanted to come out and make a statement, and boy did he. Now, the Dolphins did exactly what they needed to do this Sunday. You beat a bad team, you spank a bad team, your defense dominates, your offense plays efficient football, no mistakes, and build that little confidence after that misstep that you had last week. Now, the one reason why we were also disappointed after the Tennessee loss is because we know the murderous row that comes on the back end of the season. We got Dallas, we got Ravens, we got Buffalo. And right now, let's talk about what kind of scenarios can break down heading now into that last stretch. So Dolphins win next week versus Cowboys. We clinch playoffs. okay? That's not the only goal. Now, if you beat Baltimore as well, you have clinched the AFC East. You have nothing to worry about there. If you've clinched all three, you're getting the number 1 seed, okay? Now, is this likely? I don't think so. I predicted us going 2-1 the rest of the way. We're going to lose one of these, unfortunately. I hope not. I hope it works out. You know I'm wearing my teal and orange every Sunday, so you know I'm rooting for our team. But realistically, 3 games, we're really banged up. This offense kind of needs to get things back in motion, but the defense is playing stellar. Right now, if the defense keeps putting up performances like these and are just asking the offense to just not blow it, I think we'll be in good shape. But if this offense could get back into that high gear that they were early in the season, 3-0 could be a possibility. Who knows? I predicted a loss versus the Cowboys, but we'll see what happens. Now, it is mandatory for the Dolphins to win 2 out of these last ones. If you lose the next 2 and you leave it a Buffalo to clinch the AFC East, that's going to be a team coming in red hot to face you. They just beat the Chiefs. They just beat the Cowboys. They're going to walk through the Chargers, and then they play the New England Patriots. They're going to be 4-0 coming to you. And the last thing you want is to face a team that's that hot to clinch into the playoffs. And we all know Buffalo owns us. It just is what it is. Let's be real with ourselves. We don't want to face them when it comes to that. The Dolphins need to take care of business now. You control your own fate. Win these games. December is normally brutal for us. Change that narrative. Let's start winning. Handle your business. Now, if the Dolphins go 0-3 the rest of the way, this is a colossal letdown. You did not jump off to this hot start to end up going on the road in the playoffs. This team needs home field advantage into the playoffs. Now, the 1 seed is unlikely, but if we could at least land the 2, you never know if one gets knocked off, and the whole playoffs has to go through you. This team needs it. The offense doesn't run the same when it's on the road. Make it happen. Win these games. This has been the Chop Block. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.